Hey y'all, welcome back to the Smoke Dungeon. DB here. Today I got a treat. Since it's May, we're doing Tiny Minis. That's right, Tiny Mini month is May this year instead of March. And before me are all the Legions Imperialis things I have painted since Tiny Mini May last year. This here is my Shattered Legions army, y'all. So let's check it out. All right, y'all. We're going to come in here. And the first thing I'm going to say is you will notice that this army is not, I repeat, not like min-maxed out to smash faces, okay? This is just DB paint stuff that he likes and throws it on the board to use it. And recently I used it against Big Bro, who came down to battle me with his ad mech. And that's why it's on this wonderful... what would you call this? Moving tray made by the Rubbermaid company. That I put them all on when I was cleaning up the table and stuff, y'all. So let's take a look. Salamanders were all primed white originally and then painted with a green contrast. I believe it's orc flesh. I then go out, pick the grays and some brass and stuff out on them. Black shoulder pads. And then, like the nutter that DB is, I pick out the dots on the shoulder pads. Yeah, with brass. So we got some jet bikes. We got some regular bikes. We got some dreadnoughts. Nothing crazy on the dreadnoughts, y'all, because I left room for decals. These dudes need decals. You'll see a few. I started that process, but then I kind of got distracted by other projects, as DB is apt to do. If any of you watch my videos, you know I'm usually all over the place. And this is no exception, because I've been painting all kinds of stuff, not just LI stuff recently. These are my tac squads. Again, super basic, y'all. Super basic. You see, I do pick out like the details on the veteran Sarge, like the sword and the what do you call that? The mohawk, his helmet crest. You know, over here I got one of my command squads. You'll see I did start to put decals on these dudes. Even got a tech marine in there, y'all. Tech marine. Yeah. Look at that standard. I sent a picture of that standard to my buddy and was like, check out this fire standard. And he responded, he was like, looks great, your fire's backwards. And I was like, huh? And then I Googled pictures of fire and I was like, shit. But you know what? I didn't change it. I left it there. Who cares? Boom. Rapiers. Love a laser destroyer, dude. Love a laser destroyer. Another command squad. You see, I tried to mix up the banners there. So, Leviathan Dreadnoughts, y'all. Put a little bit more detail on them in that they have some alternating black panels. But I still have plenty of room to put decals on, dude. Land speeders would, those are the fancy ones. What are they? Javelins. Yeah, javelins. 4 groups of dudes with plasma guns, because hell yeah, plasma guns. And then in the back here, we got some tanks. The Land Raiders and the Rhinos are 3D prints. All the other models here are real GW stuff. I just could not be fucked with putting on the side exhaust pipes. Once I saw that, I was like, I can't do this. I have an Imperial Solar Aux armored company for Legions. And putting all the pipes on those dudes just kind of like, that's the worst part for me. I have so much fun building tiny tanks, but exhaust pipes, I'm just like, come on, y'all. Again, we got some Sicarans, some Predators with auto cannons and heavy bolters. If you play this game, you know that's pretty shit. So, oh, there's my finger over the lens, y'all. Check it out. Assault squad. Again, just a little bit of detail. Power weapons, stuff like that, dude. Plasma coils. Storm Eagle gunship. Plasma, not plasma. The assault dudes ride in this thing and then hop out. Pretty cool, right? Again, pretty basic. Left some spots for decals on that one. Same with this Xiphon in the back, dude. I left plenty of space for that because I want to put decals all over this, dude. Nice, clean paint job, though. You know what I'm saying? Nothing fancy, man. You don't have to do fancy. Just do something. Because, like, recently I've even seen videos where there are, like, battle reports where dudes have armies that are unpainted. And you're, like, putting that shit on YouTube. Like, dude, I don't know. Just, I mean, you do what you feel, but that's, yeah, okay. There ain't no hobby in that, dude. There are better games to play, you know. Painting your stuff is part of the deal. So anyway, these are my Terminators. You see, I did a little more detail on them. They have these, what are they called? Tabards. So the tabards on some of them are green, some are black, different color greens, because I wanted them to be like Drake scales or whatever. Used a bunch of thunder hammers. Pretty cool. Dig it. Again, I'm happy with all this stuff. Super easy. Super easy. Some more land speeders. You'll notice multi-melt is a little different on that one. That's because he got dropped on the floor. Original multi-melta went bye-bye. Kratos is in the back. Again, super easy. Just green. Pick out some panels in black. Ready to rock. Now my AdMech, I painted them all, primed all of them. Lead Belcher silver or metallic, whatever that is. These dudes, the Alterax, these are my favorite dudes out of them all. Scissor hand dudes. Yes, yes. Snip, snip. Trim the hedges of many small villages. So these dudes are designed to be it was a downloadable formation where you can attach AdMech stuff to either like basically any other army, which I thought was really cool. Castellax. So I went automaton heavy here. These are Thalax. I got 12 of them, dude, and I have like 24 more to paint that I glued together. Some Thanatars. Not actually a big fan of the Thanatars, but I know people love them. That's cool. Got my dude on his little like moving cart thing there. A bang it. Over here, I got some Myrmidons, y'all. You'll notice they are just randomly mixed up. And that is because I don't play with both close combat and long-range Myrmidons. I use one or the other, so I'm just like, why not? You know, who cares? Get more dudes that way. Majos and some Thralls I painted the other day, dude, because I was trying to fold an AdMech Knight into this army list. And then I realized the only way you can do that is if you have 2 units of Thralls, which was kind of a bummer. And then I got my Iron Hands. And you may think like, oh, he just painted all these dudes black and then went over them. Well, I did, but first I primed them white because I'm an idiot. Yup. I primed all these dudes white and then I painted over them. And I guess that's why I got that like chalkier look, which is kind of okay, but whatever. It's not the best, but it does it. You know what I'm saying? And same thing, I just painted their bolters and etc. All the metal bits. Silver, dude. Went in and picked it out. Got some mortars there. What are they? The barrage rapiers. Not thud guns. Something like that. Be cooler if they were thud guns. Then some tarantulas. I actually really enjoyed painting the tarantulas. They were actually very fun. Super cool. Really basic. Room for decals on them as well. And then some more 3D printed Land Raiders, y'all. You see one, I started with a decal the other day. And then I said, fuck it. Started painting something else. That's usually what happens to me, y'all. As I get distracted and like that very last step of like decals and things, I just like start painting something else instead. Rhino's pretty basic, dude. They were all just primed black, these guys. 3D prints. Hit them with some silvers and some grays on certain spots. And then these dudes were a pain in the ass because I did paint them white originally. So yeah. Anyway, before I threw these dudes back in the case for another couple weeks, because Big Bro's coming back down for a rematch, I figured I'd show you guys. And this is going to be the start of Tiny Mini May, dude. I'll show you all some more Tiny Minis. Carthaginians will be coming up next, I think. And then maybe a board game or two I still might fold in. And then I got a Tiny Mini surprise. I got all kinds of stuff planned, y'all. But DB's been really busy recently, spring break, all those kind of things with the kids. I've been dealing with that. We went on vacation. Alabama, much nicer place than I expected it to be. Shout out to you, Alabama. And the wife's been traveling. She's been all over the world. Japan, Argentina, among other places. So yeah, soccer season started again for both the kids and myself. So it's been a little busy. But I ain't apologizing. I'm just telling you where it's at, y'all. But get ready. Tiny minis coming at you. In an effort to get you to paint more minis, I'm showing you all my tiny minis that I painted in the last year or so. So get cracking. But remember, more importantly, be good to one another and do what you feel.